we're going to do a patch notes review for update 25.2. Everything you need to know. This patch is going to be dropping. It's on test server today. By the time you see this video on YouTube tomorrow, it's on test server today for PC. It'll be live server for PC on the 6th, September 6th. Live server for console September 13th or 14th. This update 25.2 is bringing the Dragunov with the changed damage, the AUG nerf or balance adjustments, however you want to look at it, the removal of tactical gear, some Miramar changes. There's some other stuff we're going to go over. So let's go over all the patch notes, everything you need to know. Follow me. Now, before we actually go over the patch notes, let's watch PUBG's patch report. Here's a quick little Alexa, pause, synopsis of what we can expect to see. And then we'll go over all the details.
To the update 25.2. Today,
Dragunov, baby!
Gunplay adjustments and a brand new feature that's bound to sprinkle a dash of vibe.
Did I forget to mention we got new progressive skins, and they've added a new feature to the creator code CDome contraband crate called Chroma. More on that later.
As well as a bit more wow into your weapon skin wardrobe.
Wow!
Let's start with the Dragunov. Previously introduced as a chance-based damage weapon that you might have tried on the 25.1 test server, it is now ready to make its live debut with its damage carefully refined based on your invaluable feedback.
Yay!
By removing the probabilistic damage system and readjusting the damage per distance, the Dragunov is now ready to provide a variety of fair, dynamic...
This is actually a very useful overlay they just added. You see this right here? That what they just showed you is that, hey, I just shot this guy in the head at this distance.
By removing the...
At 200... Look, this is well edited. I'll give... This is well edited. I'll give it to them. 200 meters away, they zeroed the gun in.
Probabilistic
shot.
Damage system.
Hits him in the head, but it doesn't kill him. Even though he has a level 2 helmet. They're just reinforcing this doesn't always one-shot a level 2 helmet. However, two howevers here. Three howevers here. Count them, 3. Look at my eyes. Roll them. If this character had a level 1 helmet instead of a level 2 helmet, gone. Dead. If this character had a level 2 helmet but wasn't full health, maybe he just got off a first aid, one shot. Dead. If this character was closer to 100 meters away, when I did my testing, it's like 105 meters was the furthest you could be, and he had full health, it would still one shot a level 2 helmet.
And readjusting the damage per distance.
Boom.
The Dragunov is now
see, he returned fire, one shot, 100 meters.
Dynamic gunplay scenarios.
This music is freaking lit.
Now moving on to the AUG. It's time to restore
AUG.
We've heard your insights about its overperformance and recognized the potential imbalance. Initially, we did boost its power to encourage the use of 5.56mm weapons and catalyze a shift in the gunplay meta. However, in our pursuit of fair fight, we've decided to slightly reduce the AUG's RPM, which should be enough
rate
to
of fire
more closely with other options in the game.
They made a change to its rate of fire, bringing its damage per second in between the M4, well, the barrel and the M4. So the AUG is going to be right there, slotted right in between.
And enhance the overall balance.
It is funny that they even mentioned right there in the video, we attempted to shift the meta away from 7.62. That's why we brought the AUG into the game. And then now the AUG was dominating. They're like, wait a minute. Hold up. We messed up. we messed up.
Next up, let's swing the spotlight onto our upgraded weapons system.
Hey, all jokes aside, I think that skin looks badass, dude.
Meet Chroma, a feature allowing you to
Chroma!
alter the color and visual effects of your weapons. Chroma includes changes to weapon appearance, attachments, death crates, and kill feeds. And if you possess the appropriate...
It's progressive? You know, like you can only... So we're going to go in the details, but you can only apply Chroma to a progressive skin.
Progressive weapon skin. Applying this feature is as simple as clicking an icon.
Click it.
Update 25.2 has more to it.
So you're going to have progressive skins still in the game. Contraband, Creator Code CDome, Con, Gamble, Cran. Then you're also going to have a paint job you can apply to certain progressive skins, which is interesting because then you're changing the look of the progressive skin.
To offer, so make sure to delve into the patch notes for all the details. And as always, we'll see you on the battlegrounds.
See you guys in the battlegrounds. All right, let's delve into the patch notes. Thank you, PUBG, for the nice video recap review. We're going to go and hop over to my Microsoft Word document so we don't blind ourselves and keep our retinas intact. Let's take a look at all of the nitty-gritty, titty-litty details of the patch notes. Test server is out, if you missed that announcement. Live server next week, September 6th for PC, September 13th or 14th for console. That's when you can expect this brand new patch to come out. Map rotation. Sadly enough, they just did a fantastic job on Miramar Remaster. And even though overwhelmingly North America and I think even EU agree that they do not want Sanhok in the permanent map rotation, they still keep Sanhok in the permanent map rotation each week, and Miramar rotates out every other week. That needs to be changed fast. If they want to keep Sanhok in permanent, I'm okay, but Miramar also has to be permanent. So you have to have Erangel, Miramar, 2 more big maps, and Sanhok in permanent. We can't have these 2 small map craps. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants 2 small maps in the rotation every week. They just don't want it. That has to get changed. Hopefully they do that soon. Gunplay. So the Dragunov is back into the game. I am personally super excited about this addition back to the game. Here's some specifics about it. Fire mode, single fire. Damage, 60 damage per bullet. That puts it right in between the SLR and the Mark 14. Its effective range, 500 meters. I mean, that's negligible. Muzzle velocity, 830 meters per second. That's pretty fast, but not as fast as some of the other 5.56 DMRs. Rate of fire is 150 rounds per minute. That is a very significant number right there. This DMR, if you didn't see my previous 2 videos on the Dragunov going over all the details, this rate of fire means this gun cannot be spammed like an SLR, an SKS, a Mark 12. It's like a pop, 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 pop. That's the fastest that you could possibly shoot the gun. Whereas the other DMRs, as soon as you pull the triggers, as fast as you can pull the trigger, it can shoot. So that's a very good natural nerf to this weapon. However, the trade-off, and of course it takes all the attachments, all the muzzle attachments, suppressor, flash shutter, compensator, cheek pad, extended mag, extended quick draw, and a regular quick draw, and it can go up to a 15x. So all the attachments. The world spawns on all maps. But the big thing is that they removed the probabilistic damage, because it used to be in the test server 58 was the base damage and it could do up to 73 max damage. That's terrible. Now it's a base 60 damage no matter what. But here is the kicker. Here's what you have to remember about the Dragunov. This gun, did they say, they probably say it in there, but I'll just tell you. This gun will one-shot a level 2 helmet target at 105 meters or closer. So in other words, this is a hybrid between a bolt action rifle and a DMR. It shoots much slower than your average DMR, but it has a much higher damage per bullet. And like I said, it can one-shot a level 2 helmet if you're 105 meters or less from your target. That is huge. That means this gun is going to dominate early game when everyone's close and late game when everyone's close. Mid game, I would expect to see it fall off a little bit. This is going to be a very deadly weapon. And of course, you got to keep in mind, if you have a level 1 helmet, you can of course get one shot as well, and even at further distances than 105 meters. I'll have to do specific testing to see how far away. My guess is probably around 130 to 140 meters, which is a long distance away to be just one tapped with a DMR. So that's going to be a very strong and powerful gun. Expect to see that equipped in your squad. Someone's always going to want to pick that gun up for sure. The AUG is getting a nerf. The specifics to the nerf are rate of fire has been reduced from 750 to 720 rounds per minute, which means the damage per second is right in between the barrel and the M4. And they increased the horizontal and vertical recoil. I'll show you guys some footage of that real quick. Hold on one second. Look at the horizontal recoil is the main thing. The vertical, I think, is kind of negligible, but the horizontal recoil is noticeable, I thought, when I was testing the weapons. So that's the AUG changes. I would expect to see people still picking up the AUG personally. If you loved the AUG before, I think you're still going to like it. If you loved the barrel before, I think you're still going to like it. because they didn't change that. If you love the M4 before, you're still going to like it. I think now, if anything, it allows you to more openly choose your AR, because it isn't just a, oh, you have to pick this one up kind of thing. I think they're all more a little bit even now. Tactical gear has been temporarily disabled. They are specific here in saying temporarily disabled, which, I mean, I hope that means it comes back eventually. I don't know how you guys feel, but I do hope that we see tactical gear make a return after some changes and balances. I'm not sure how it should come back. Maybe it should come back as a world spawn item and not a you start with it item. I personally liked the idea of, instead of you starting with a tactical gear carrier, I like the idea of you randomly finding a tactical gear carrier on the ground. Then you could pick it up and choose which tactical gear you wanted to use for that game. I thought that was a neat idea, but you know, we'll see. Miramar is seeing some additional improvements after its recent remaster. And what they've done, I think, is specifically is just a couple of areas that had a big height advantage. So apparently what people were doing were cheesing these areas on the South Island. If you parachute redeploy back down, if you landed on top of this thing, you were pretty much unkillable. And now they put this like cone top on it to make it harder to land on and also easier to get shot off of if you land up there. Same thing for the hat at the gas station or the truck yard. So you used to be able to land on top of this hat, then just walk up the edge and shoot for free and then walk back down to heal. Now you have to vault up to this top ledge and basically stand up exposed the whole time. So good changes there, good quality of life fixes. The blizzard zone and the sandstorm are now less likely to appear throughout the entire game. That's good. People were complaining that they saw them too frequently. Good change. Arcade mode changes. The intense battle royale mode, if you remember last patch, they deleted TPP and they made it FPP only. Hooray, we all said. Psych. Now FPP has been removed and TPP has been added back. Apparently it got played less in FPP. The Blue Bomb Rush mode, which is the Counter-Strike mode in PUBG, a very, very fun mode, has some changes. They changed the shop key binding so that you could actually pull it up better. The scoreboard default key is now changed, so you didn't always pull up the scoreboard accidentally. Good changes. In the PC training mode area, which is where you can train, do all your weapon sprays, spawn different guns. Now you can change the keybind that was previously the comma key. You can change that key to whatever you want, which is good. All right, now this is where I got to do some learning. PUBG has made a new addition to the progressive weapon skin system, the contraband creator code CDome skin. There's a new skin type now available, and it's called Chroma. Presenting Chroma, a new type of skin that allows you to modify the color and effects of your progressive weapon skins. Elevate the vibrancy of your weapon skin collection with this new addition. Chroma is a skin that you can apply to a progressive weapon skin, and it applies that to the skin, the attachments, loot crates, and kill feed. How to obtain Chroma. It's obtainable via the hideout. Further details on each Chroma will be found in our upcoming store updates. What it looks like in this little teaser image is this is the screen. Let me zoom out a little bit. This is the screen that we see when you go to the contraband crate to see what's inside of that crate. So it looks like when you open up a crate, you could get the progressive skin, which is here, legendary tier. You could get the schematics, the polymers. Now you could get a Chroma skin. I need to see how this looks in the game before I say this is fact. But what this looks like to me is that you potentially could unlock the Chroma skin for a progressive weapon, but not actually unlock the progressive weapon. Does that make sense? In other words, you could open up a crate. Yes, Chroma! And you can't apply it because you don't have the progressive gun yet. That's what the vibe I get from this little teaser image. We'll see when it comes out next week. How to apply Chroma? Well, you click on your gun and you click apply Chroma. Okay, cool. So again, we'll see it next week. I'll have another video breaking down all the details. But what it looks like to me is you still have to get the progressive weapon the same way you always would. You still have to level up the progressive weapon the same way you always would with the scam crates, the schematics, the polymers. Then at any point in time, you can apply this Chroma skin to your progressive weapon, changing its color, attachment, looks, effects, that kind of stuff. Is it cool? Yeah. If it makes the gun look cooler, cool. If it makes it harder to obtain the progressive weapon and the unlocks for the progressive weapon, not cool. I mean, that system is already confusing enough as it is. I do this stuff like practically for a living for you guys, and I'm like, wait a minute, what do you have to do? Like, it shouldn't be this difficult. Here's a fun addition. The Battlestat skins are being actually upgraded. So now the Battlestat little icon that is on the side of your weapon, that digital readout, is being changed. It's going to look a little bit more modernized. Do I have an image to show you? No, they didn't show an image here. I've seen it in one of the leak videos I did for you guys. But anyway, the battle stats now are going to default to show you total kills for that gun and the headshot kills for that gun, which is cool because some of the specifically some of the other weapons only had, like a bolt had that option, a DMR had that option, but you had to like upgrade for it. For progressive weapons, now all of the Battlestat skins are going to have that, which is cool. They've had some PC performance. Yay. This one I'm going to enable just because, you know, I'm going to try to help them out, but I would be careful with this feature here. They added 2 new options to collect GPU crash data and do a GPU crash report. These features essentially are going to send PUBG data if your game crashes. By default, they're disabled though. They're not enabled by default, which is good because they say if you enable it, you may have lower game performance due to the stability checks that the game is doing. However, if you do enable it, it will automatically disable after 7 days of being enabled. So they'll collect 7 days of data and then it'll automatically disable so that you don't have it running the whole time. The GPU crash report displays a pop-up window whenever multiple GPU crashes occur, prompting users to collect GPU crash data. This option is enabled by default, so make sure to disable if you don't want that running when you get the update. DirectX 11 is now the default DirectX option. So if you want to manually change that to DirectX 11 or 12, you have to do that because it will default to DirectX 11 Enhanced. I've tested this. I think 11 Enhanced is the one you want to use anyway, so that's a good change. A lot of different bug fixes, nothing game breaking that I saw, so I'm not going to go through all those. They did some skin collision issue fixings. They changed the volume of the boardwalk map. I think they changed the water sound on Miramar, and the smoke grenades were spawning without a smoke launcher, and they were spawning in quantities beyond the supposed limit, what they're supposed to be. That's been changed. It's good. Miramar character getting stuck on a cliff. That's been fixed. Good. Teleport on an Erangel. Good. Done. Fixed. Some UI fixes. Nothing crazy. Clipping issues. Nothing crazy. So there you go. So that's the patch notes report in a nutshell. That is everything you need to know in the upcoming patch notes for 25.2, which again drops next Wednesday for PC live server, and then 2 weeks from now on console. That's September 6th and September 14th for PC and console. However, it's on test server today. If you want to experience the new Dragunov, AUG changes, the Miramar updates, all that kind of stuff, the new skins are not in the game until those live servers updates hit. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up, get subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace. I don't know what they would do to balance the bolts. And I shouldn't say balance like everything's unbalanced right now. It's not, but you know, if let's just think hypothetically, the update comes out, everyone's playing with it, and they see a drastic drop in bolt usage because the DMRs already dominate, but they see a drastic drop in bolt usage. Let's just say hypothetically, if that were the case, what could they do to tip the scales a little bit? I think number one, you could increase the bolt action's bullet velocity. That would be an easy thing to change to make it a much more effective weapon without changing the damage. Number two, a kind of like funner feature that, because you know I'm always about adding fun stuff. What would make the gun funner to use? I think it would be very fun if maybe when you put a cheek pad on a bolt action, instead of it only reducing weapon sway, it had like another feature added, another feature line added that allowed you to stay aimed down sight while you were rechambering the next round of your bolt. So instead of having to, you know, you scope in, like you have the scope in delay time, boom, take your shot, you scope out, rechamber around, the scope in delay time. Like that's a lot of delay time between getting your next shot off. You have to reline up, kind of figure out where, you know, with a DMR, you're just always scoped in. You're just like, okay, wait for the recoil, wait for the recoil. So it's just much easier to hit consecutive shots and quicker too, obviously. But if you were able to stay aimed down sight, you still, you know, the gun would still kind of pick up a little bit because your character would still be rechambering. So you'd have a little of a visual recoil, but you remove the delay of going out of aim down sight, and you know, you get to line up your target kind of the whole time. I think that would be a cool buff to the bolties if they got to a point to where the bolties needed to be changed or buffed. What do you think if they added a scroll suit? You know me. My initial reaction is fucking add it, bro. Add it. Let's see how fun it is. Add it. Do I think a scroll suit would be good in PUBG? Probably not. Probably not. And I say that because PUBG is very unique in terms of its movement speed, how aggressive you can get on a particular target, whether it's following up a knock that you just got or running away, you know, disengaging from an enemy team who might have the upper hand on you. So I think they do a really good job of balancing that, where you can't just, you know, glide freaking out the way real quick. Everything's a little slower paced, which I think is good. So if they added a scroll suit, you go, you know, just fucking, yeah, like it'd be fun. But do I think it's good for PUBG? Probably not. I think if anything, they just need to improve the parachute a little bit, make it to where when you deploy the parachute, it actually deploys quicker and you're not like floating vertical for 35 seconds and then going forward. You know, you should be able to just quickly move around with the parachute. I think that'd be a good change for it.